The Lydian sector had always been considered a backwater in galactic politics, a quiet string of planets under humanity's careful stewardship. For 3 millennia, humanity had upheld a fragile peace treaty with the Zorvathian Empire, a powerful alien confederation whose fleets could annihilate entire star systems. Diplomats had maintained a delicate balance, trading resources, technology, and knowledge, while keeping the specter of war at bay. But peace is a delicate mirror, and even the smallest crack can shatter it. It began on a seemingly ordinary morning on Europa Prime, a thriving human colony in the outer sector. Children ran along bioluminescent plazas, holo-educators floated above, and families enjoyed the warmth of the twin suns. Then the alarm rang, a shrill, gut-twisting sound no one wanted to hear. Ships, dozens of sleek, angular Zorvathian carriers, descended from orbit, their hulls shimmering like living metal under the sun. And then the unimaginable. Dozens of children were lifted from their homes, snatched by anti-gravity beams and carried into the void. Parents screamed, guards fired, and entire districts were reduced to chaos within minutes. Captain Lyra Draven, a veteran of interstellar peacekeeping missions, watched from the command center of the colony's orbital station. Her stomach sank as she viewed the live feed, terrified children being hauled away, their cries echoing across the sensors. "They've crossed the line," she whispered, voice trembling. "They've taken our children." The Zorvathian Empire had always been calculating, logical in their expansion, their diplomacy, and their warfare. But this was unprecedented. Humanity had broken centuries of peace only once before, and the memory of that war had been etched into collective consciousness. In the Grand Council Chamber of Earth, the human High Command convened emergency sessions. The arguments were heated, voices rising over holographic projections of captured children and Zorvathian vessels in orbit. "The Zorvathians believe we will not retaliate," General Marius Kane said, slamming his fist against the table. "They think peace has made us weak. They underestimate what it means to be human." Ambassador Sira Talon spoke next, her tone calm but firm. "War would destroy countless lives, but if we do nothing, those children will never return. And the Empire will see it as weakness. We cannot allow that." The decision came swiftly. Humanity would wage war, not for territory, not for resources, but for their children. 3,000 years of peace shattered in an instant, replaced by an unrelenting storm of vengeance and strategy. The offensive, Operation Iron Retribution. The first strike targeted the Zorvathian forward station on Korath 4, a barren world with vast energy mines. Captain Draven commanded the flagship Indomitable, accompanied by a fleet of stealth frigates and assault cruisers. Her orders were precise: retrieve the children, neutralize the station, and send a clear message. As the fleet dropped out of hyperspace, the scale of the Empire's defenses became apparent. Planetary shields rippled across the surface, while orbital turrets bristled like mechanical teeth. The children were held deep within a fortified citadel, guarded by Zorvathian psionic units, beings capable of manipulating the minds of intruders. Draven's plan relied on the perfect combination of cunning, speed, and daring. The Indomitable fired the first salvo, not to destroy, but to draw attention. Stealth frigates slipped past detection fields, infiltrating the planet's lower orbit. Special Ops teams, augmented with psionic dampeners and exosuits, landed under cover of night, using the volcanic fissures as cover to approach the citadel. Inside, chaos erupted. Zorvathian guards were neutralized silently by electromagnetic pulses and gravity traps. Captain Draven personally led a team to the holding chambers. The children, huddled together in fear, looked up in awe as humans in armor appeared, voices calm but commanding. "We're here to bring you home," Draven said. Relief washed over their faces. But the mission was far from over. The Zorvathian command detected the infiltration and activated a planetary lockdown. Crystalline turrets emerged from the ground, plasma lances igniting, and psionic waves disoriented the assault team. Draven's psionic officer, Lyran, shielded the children with a cascading mental barrier as the team fought their way out. Outside, the fleet engaged in a brutal cat-and-mouse battle with Zorvathian orbital ships. Human tactics were unorthodox: feints, decoys, and rapid strike units that the Empire had never encountered. Ships moved with a terrifying fluidity, anticipating enemy maneuvers, cutting through the defense lines to extract the children. The turning point, the heart of the Empire. After rescuing the children, Draven knew that the Empire would not stop. Zorvathian High Command activated the Oblivion Array, a superweapon capable of obliterating entire planets. Intelligence suggested the weapon was housed on the orbital citadel of Arcturus Prime, the heart of the Empire. Humanity's response was total war. Fleets from every human system converged, while psionic operatives and elite soldiers prepared for the deadliest infiltration in recorded history. Captain Draven's Indomitable spearheaded the assault, weaving through asteroid fields and orbital defenses like a phantom. The battle was apocalyptic. Plasma volleys streaked across space, warships erupted in firestorms, and gravity wells tore through smaller vessels. Draven and her strike team infiltrated the citadel, confronting Zorvathian generals and psionic enforcers in zero-gravity combat that defied imagination. In the command chamber of Arcturus Prime, Draven faced the supreme warlord, Valreth, whose crystalline armor reflected the carnage outside. "Humans," Valreth hissed. "You risk annihilation over a fraction of your young. What makes you think you can win?" Draven's eyes burned. "Because we protect our own. Peace is powerful, but it is not weakness. You made a mistake by thinking it was." A battle erupted, swords of pure energy clashing, psionic waves colliding, and Draven personally confronting Valreth amidst the chaos. She struck with precision, using the environment, her team, and her determination to exploit a flaw in the warlord's armor. Valreth fell, signaling the collapse of the Citadel's control systems. The children, secured by human operatives, were escorted to extraction ships as alarms blared. Humanity's fleets, despite heavy losses, triumphed through coordination, ingenuity, and the unbreakable will to protect their own. Aftermath. The price of vengeance. 3,000 years of peace had ended in days. But the cost was immense. Human colonies mourned the losses of brave soldiers, engineers, and pilots. Yet among the grief, there was pride. The children were safe. Humanity had shown that even in the face of a superior empire, the spirit of their species could not be crushed. On the bridge of the Indomitable, Captain Draven looked out at the remains of the Arcturus Prime citadel, now a smoldering monument to both conflict and resilience. Beside her, Lyran adjusted psionic shields, watching the rescued children play, their laughter a fragile, beautiful reminder of what had been fought for. "We've changed the galaxy," Draven said softly. "Yes," Lyran replied. "The Empire knows now, humans do not yield. Not over centuries, not over millennia. And never over our own." A message from Earth's High Command arrived. Humanity would rebuild, fortify, and prepare. The Zorvathian Empire had been humbled but not destroyed. Future threats would arise, but humanity had learned something vital. Peace is powerful, but the will to fight for what is sacred, family, home, species, transcends time, treaties, and even empires. In the cold expanse of space, Amidst the remnants of war, humanity's fleet returned to the stars. Children safe, hearts unbroken, and a message carved into the annals of the galaxy. Underestimate humanity at your own peril. Because when the galaxy took human children, it awakened a force older, fiercer, and more unyielding than any empire could imagine. The will of a species that would break millennia of peace to protect its own.